Hey y'all, let's hang out while I show you how to make a pretty journal cover from things you probably already have laying around. Okay, so materials. In the title of this video, it does say cereal box, but you can use any paperboard box you have laying around. I'm using a scrap piece of fabric, some printables from my shop, scrap piece of paper, some ribbon, some buttons, some Mod Podge, Fabri-Tac, gesso, a paintbrush for applying Mod Podge, an awl, and some thread to attach the buttons to the cover. All right, to get started, we're just going to start cutting up the box. And keep in mind that the box is doing a lot of the structural work here. We are reinforcing it a little bit with like the printed papers, for example. I did print those on cardstock to give it a little bit more stability. And you're going to want to hold onto this outside piece here that I'm cutting up, because what we're going to do is glue that to the inside of the cover to add a little bit more stability. Also, little hack here, if you can't get your Mod Podge open, you can use scissors. I was too lazy to go find my husband to help me open it, and that's what I did. And quick note too, this is a remake of an older video. So if you want a more thorough walkthrough, there is a much longer video that is more detailed than this one that I'll link to at the end of the video. So next steps are we're going to gesso the outside because this outside is kind of slick. And so I want to just make sure everything's adhering well. And I am covering the spine with a white piece of paper because once my fabric gets attached, it's going to show through a little bit, any pattern beneath it. So I just covered the spine with this white paper again. It adds even a little bit more stability. And then I let it dry. And I did go over the spine too with my card and kind of press everything down and put a little bit of extra Mod Podge again for some stability. And while that was drying, I went ahead and cut my inner and outer cover pieces in half because that happened to be the perfect size for this box. And next, it was time to start kind of figuring out where they go. And a quick note about printing on an inkjet printer. So I did use my inkjet. And what you want to do is put the Mod Podge onto the outside of the paper, the pattern part of the paper, pretty quickly and rub as little as possible. And if you do that, it won't run and you won't be able to tell it was printed on inkjet, and then it's sealed in. So once you get the cover parts on, you're going to want to miter the corners so that you can reduce any bulk in the paper when you fold it over. And you will see at the end, I put on the little corner protectors. I actually forgot I had them until I was making this one. And I was like, oh, yeah, I have those. So I did put those on at the end, but I did also do a pretty good job here of getting the corners pretty neat and tight. And so it would have looked fine either way. It was just a nice embellishment at the end there. And you'll notice in this video, I am not putting any signatures in. This is just the cover. That will be a follow-up video. So check back soon for that one if it's not recorded by the time you watch this. So after getting this part done, it was time to pick out buttons. And my daughter came in while I was doing this and helped me. And I just thought it was a really cute little montage of her helping me make my design decisions. And we both agreed that the gingham buttons were the way to go. So that's what we did. Okay, so to put the buttons on, I measured the middle and marked it with a pencil and then kind of made some pencil marks through the buttons so that I knew where to put the holes. And that's what I used the awl for. Before I did that, I did decide to put some Mod Podge on the front cover, and then it was time to put on the fabric. And so I was kind of testing throughout to make sure I was getting in the right place. And you can see there's a crease in the middle of this piece of fabric. So what I did was just crease it down the middle so that I had kind of a point to match it up to make sure that I was getting it in the right place, and then making sure that I had it, pretty even on each side and things like that. And then the next steps were just to Mod Podge it on and get it neat. One different thing that you could do here is if you have pinking shears, you could use those to get a nice clean edge. I just could not find mine yesterday. So I opted for folding it over at the top as neatly as I could so that I wouldn't have a big seam in the middle anywhere. And I am making these because I have a big drop coming into my shop and I'm really excited about it. I'm going to have some handmade journals, stickers, die cuts, collage books, all strawberry themed, and it's going to be really fun. So check that out. Real quick, we'll get it in post moment. My phone was full and was not recording when I put the ribbon embellishment on. So all I did was use Fabri-Tac and cut a length that fit and just glued it on with the Fabri-Tac on to where the seam was. It was very simple. I also ran out of ribbon when I got to the end, and I managed to just stretch a piece, like it was almost long enough. I managed to stretch a piece a little bit and put it on. So hack if you ever have that happen to you. All right, back to our regularly scheduled programming. So I used my awl to poke holes in the cover where the buttons would go. And what the buttons are going to be for, because they're not necessary, but they're a cute little embellishment, even if you weren't going to use them as a closure. But I will be using these as a closure, probably attach a little piece of ribbon to, and it can just wrap around the journal to keep it closed. And just, it's a cute little embellishment to have on there. But I think, again, even if you didn't have it, it would still be really cute to just to have on the front. And that was about it for the journal cover. So go make sure to go check out the longer video if you want a more detailed version of this. Head to the comments to download your free Strawberry Fields printable and be the first to know when my shop drops are live. Great, thanks for watching. And if you like this video, go check out the next video and I'll see you next time. Bye.